Tech Ultimatum and Hookshot can absolutely change the game. And yeah, for all the marbles here, talk me through this this Tristana pick though. Do you think this is just a symptom of, like you said, you had hella ADC bans, so this is just another one for you? This is just the next man up here.
Yeah, eventually you get the whole meta banned away from you, and you're like, okay, well, what AD carry do I like? And this is the answer for him. Coming back in, Netsuno with the Tristana. Very mechanical AD carry. I would trust Netsuno on this champion for sure.
Yeah.
I believe we've seen him on hit, earlier in the season at least once, and looked pretty good on it then. But yeah, not a meta AD carry, right? So only so much you can say about this champion. Being engaged from Pain, it's just damage, I guess. He's just dropping the ward and then taking off back to their own jungle. A little bit of tracking there for Ranger to make sure they don't let him get away with the game early on.
Yeah, so no Tristana as far as I can hear for Natuno. 5 Aphelios, 5 Jinx, 2 Zeri, 2 Jhin, 1 Caitlyn, 1 Ezreal. Obviously his record on all those. Really, really good because, well, Furia's record was really, really good. All split. 12 wins for the super team. Pain snuck into the playoffs. Well, snuck in. I mean, record-wise, yes, because they were tied with the team in 7th, Loud, who missed out. The biggest tragedy of the season. No one expected that. I think everyone expected, all right, if you take these 7 teams at the start of the season, who would you expect out of the playoffs? You'd probably say Miners. But that wasn't the way it shook out.
Yeah, I fully agree here. Production, if you could count me back in on the sync. I don't know how I keep getting desynced.
46, 47, 50, 51. Let me know when you are close here. Got a trade on the bot side. Trigo has to blow the flash here. And Natuno cleanses out of his own CC chain here. Redbird had to throw down the Ignite as well. Some level 1 spice in the bot lane.
Yeah, a little bit going on there. I'm at like 207. I think that's where we're at right now. But
11, 12, 13.
Yeah, I got it there. Nice,
Heck
got it in one. All right,
Woo-hoo.
Back up in the top lane here.
Well done.
I'm not gonna click anything. It just keeps like freezing. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I like the kitten emotes. Trigo's gifting up. Look at that.
Aww.
That's good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Before it even started, right? But here's the runes for Netsuno. You get the hail blades going, and a whole bunch of healing runes. So trying to stay relevant, trying to stay healthy in the fights, and most of all, trying to cheese off a couple kills in the early game.
Yeah, and almost got that with there's some level 1 trading, and kind of on both sides, right? I've seen some trading back and forth, not quite the all in. But one thing I haven't been impressed here with is this is exactly what you want out of a best of 5, because if nothing else, just from a draft perspective, you get this internal meta that develops, and it took far too long, but Tryndamere eventually gets taken off the board, and that opened up 2 brand new picks in the top lane. And then Ranger just decided, yeah, actually, I'll go Hecarim. Why the heck not? And it's a strong pick these days.
Yeah, it is very strong, and it pairs well with the Victor too, right? And that's the big opening they got through is this Victor. It's been banned all 4 games so far. Finally got through in this game 5, and big shoes for Envy to fill. I guess his own Victor.
Yeah, right.
Well, here we go. Speak of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
He just
not quite enough mana. Yeah, not quite enough mana to finish him off, but it was absolutely lethal. He's down a little bit of CS, but both these mid laners, Dematerializer, Corrupting Pot. We talked about matching roams with Dinketo. Got the Unsealed Spellbook as well. We've seen this out of him before. Took away the Silas counter from Dinketo. That's a champion that he likes, right, for Gnar as well. See how much attention is paid up to this top side. Karaoke. They've got full control over this river, and Ranger just going to speed right over a ward. In goes FNB. Karaoke here to respond. There goes the flash. The hook shot landed. And now another flash in to try to secure the kill onto FNB. Will it be enough? Karaoke with the Q out. Able to grab a kill here. He's going to soak up the soul of the Gnar, and it's a 1-for-1. Both junglers walk away with a kill.
They really do, and that is good stuff there. Karaoke still inhabiting Gnar's body. He's going to finally flip back over, confusing me for several seconds. Love that. That's great. Mm-hmm. But, lots of summoner spells blown there. Flashes from Karaoke, Wiser, and FMB. Both teleports blown now to get back into lane here. as well. Teleports for our mid laners to get back in lane just a few minutes ago there too. So no teleports left on Summoner's Rift for this dragon play. It will just have to be the bot lane and the junglers looking for that objective. Not really expecting that one to go down anytime soon here for a while, but we've been seeing some pretty quick barons. Or dragons, sorry.
And we've seen a couple quick barons too. At least a couple quick baron attempts. Too, yeah. Anyway, right? Some less ill-fated than others. But yeah, no, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Karaoke, we talked about it all split or all series long, rather, how consistent he has been in the early game, getting these dragons. A couple of Sheens have come up here on the top side. Meanwhile, Ranger, he's got boots on the horsey, and he just takes it right to Wiser, taking the fight to him. One more auto. Good aggro juggling there by the squad of Furia. And that's now 2 kills over to Ranger on Hecarim. And sure as the day is long, slightly longer because of daylight savings time, thank goodness, and sure as the sky is blue, Karaoke is on a dragon in response.
Yep, soloing that one up. Ooh. No.
Yeah, damage finding Redbird here. Natuno went over the wall, and Redbird will join him on that side, and then walk away with the dragon. Pain in response here.
Yeah, solos up that dragon. Will be the Ocean Dragon up next. Looking for that one. So no Ocean Soul this fight. If we can dodge that Cloud Soul, maybe we get an interesting soul this go around. I think we've gotten like 2 Oceans and a Cloud. I don't think I remember what the third one was.
Yeah, I think the third one, I don't remember what it was. I don't think we hit it, though. I think it was like 2-2 or 2-3, so it ended up being inconsequential. But yeah, we've had 2 Oceans and a Cloud. I know that. Maybe we get Hextech. That could be interesting.
Fun. That'd be fun, for sure.
Yeah, help out Natuno. That'd be fun. But yeah. No, right now, Wiser's the first one to hit level 6. Or excuse me, no, it's just not true at all. FNB and Ranger had already done so. Everybody else hitting that mark pretty quick here. Karaoke lagging behind just a little bit. Both those kills setting up Ranger really nicely. And he's opted right into those Merc Treads. Whether it's a gold card, whether it's a hook shot, or any sort of slow. And a bunch of CC from damage as well. All going to last just that little bit shorter time. Because Ranger is this go button, right? His early game pathing has been really, really good. He's been all over the place. And now coming up to potentially shield his top laner from a dive. There goes Dinketo. Nice hook shot there by Wiser. Ranger, too little, too late. Wiser going to kick him in the face with a robotic swipe to the snout. And Wiser picks up a kill in return.
Yeah, Wiser says 2 can play at this game. And they get the 3-man dive off topside onto FMB. And a nice response there to Wiser's previous death. Evens things out a little bit there. The gold spread amongst the top lane in the jungle for Pain Gaming, though. As Wiser retains one of those kills. Ranger just soloing up Wiser. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, doesn't need any sort of offensive items. There he goes with the ultimate. Takes a tower shot. Wiser's trying to buy his team some time at this point. Get a little bit of healing. Maybe a true damage Q off. But no. Ranger on 3 kills, but the pivotal question, what does he do with it? He's going to start by looking at this Rift Herald.
Now looking at the Rift Herald, he's even in levels with Dinketo, FMB, and Envy. Up a level on Wiser. That's nuts. Yeah. I mean, this is the jungler, man. Come on now. We are just at 8 minutes now, so the solo laners should be pulling ahead of those junglers relatively soon, but it's still, them keeping up with the solo lanes thus far is quite the triumph there. To be sure, don't think he has smite, but he is going to get that nonetheless. And yeah, the horse is off to the races there. Karaoke snatches back the red buff in response and will not get found out as he channels the recall.
Yep, he's just gonna get the heck out of dodge. Good on Karaoke. It's been a characteristic of his gameplay, right? These are two of the better junglers in CBLOL, and they're certainly performing like it right now. But they've just been punching back and forth in the early game, right? We talked about that first clear is sacred, but from then on, you've got to be thinking on your feet. And both these junglers have been exemplary at that so far. First Herald, almost always going to Furia, and the first Dragon almost always going to Pain. But whatever one is doing, the other one is responding in kind. Even Ranger's worst game on the Kha'Zix, he still found a way to be pivotal. We were talking about it earlier, Axe. If Fury end up winning this series, and maybe this game changes it, but we were saying kind of half joking, but mostly serious, Ranger gets MVP. Do you still stick with that statement?
I absolutely do. I think that Game 2 victory with the Kha'Zix turned this whole series around. I think if they didn't win that game, they just lose to momentum, and Pain are able to carry it out with Wiser hard carrying them over and over again. Dinketo and Trio just kind of bringing up the rear and supporting them enough to win out the series 3-0. I think that game 2 was super pivotal, and it all started with Rangers stealing back-to-back objectives. Just nuts. A crazy performance series. Carried this team plenty of times in this series as well, but like you said, even when he's down, he's still on top.
Yeah. Yeah, down but never out. That's for dang sure. And still keeping up the pressure here. Karaoke, still even in farm, but again, down 2 kills here. Who's going to be that first one to the Mythic? I think the Turbo Chem Tank will be coming through for Ranger sooner rather than later. Much, much sooner rather than later. See if he's able to snag it before the second dragon comes up. I don't think that's going to be killed on spawn or anything like that. But that first Herald also yet to be dropped. Got a couple minutes on it still. See where they decide to bust it open. As all these towers standing pretty much even here. I think mid lane probably, if nothing else, to secure that second dragon. It's not that important, but yeah, if you can get a tower broken open, mid lane's probably your best bet.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's pretty universally held. But teleports channeled mid lane now as they get back into the lane, and yeah, you break open your mid lane there, get Envy out of that lane, and walk him over to this dragon. They're going to have to walk over Vision to do it, though.
Now, let's see here. It's a... Ooh, Tear of the Goddess picked up here by Ranger. We see the Fimble Winter on Ranger. Very, very nice. Jeez, he's so effing fast. Oh, my gosh. Yep. Natuno picking up his first kill of the game. Karaoke deleted in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, just destroyed there and able to break open his lanes. They're not even going to look for the dragon yet. They drop Retrail mid. Ooh, damage.
Yeah, they send 3 mid and a 2 into the jungle. Damage. Ooh, is that too little too late? No, it is not. It saves his life. And now they're turning the focus, our Furia, to the dragon. They gotta do something quick here. Karaoke is gonna hustle his bustle muscle down into that dragon pit. He could respond here.
Could be responding for sure. And we'll see.
Yeah, no, they don't pull the trigger.
Yeah, no, not going to take that dragon. I think it's because they think they don't have enough time. They did, but they don't have enough information, right? And that is the major issue for them there. So yeah, they're going to back off for the time being. Karaoke's just going to solo it like an absolute monster. He's on Vision here, but Ranger's going to blast cone away. Says, you know what, I don't have lanes. I can't contest this. We are going to find out what this soul is now. Double dragons. It's Cloud. All right. Well, I'll tell you what would be fun. 4 Cloud Dragons. If Ranger gets every Cloud Dragon from here on out, that's going to be a fast hacker, man. That would be fun.
Yeah, no, he would be. For sure. Yeah, he'd start just flying around this map. Yeah, then we can cue up the Benny Hill music. And just follow this horse around. Like, no, you're actually not watching this on any sort of sped up 1.5 speed. No, this is just how fast he's going right now. Checking in across the rest of the Rift here. Trinity Force picked up by an 0-2 FNB, Divine Sunderers, for the top jungle of Pain Gaming. Trinity Force Gnar, man, it hits. Ever since those changes. Gnar hasn't got any changes, but the Triforce has gone through some back and forth here, and it's really, really nice on him. He's not just an ult bot anymore. He can really hold his own inside lanes a lot better. Yeah,
it feels good being a range champion with this Triforce now, and it doesn't feel super bad when he goes mega either, so makes a lot of sense for him. Karaoke with the dive.
Yep, flashing in, just absolutely locking up FNP. Good lord.
Yep. Yeah, he's just kind of gone. Tenkato ulting up there to support his team. I don't think they needed the Twist of Fate, to be honest. They're going to give up this mid lane turret for it, but yeah, he's up there, got his assist through, and yeah, there's the turret gold both teams have gotten. Furia collecting 1,100 gold, 480 on the side of Pain, so a little bit of a difference there between the two teams with the tower gold specifically, but the dives, I would say, have certainly gone the way of Pain. The dives that have come through from Furia have been all Ranger kills. And that's not the worst thing, but, it is all stacked onto your jungler. Ooh, damage.
Ooh. There goes the chain CC, and that was really nice. I mean, it doesn't end up with a kill, but Natuno cleansed between those two abilities. I don't know if y'all didn't catch that, but it was so clean. He wasn't even able to hit flash before all the CC just got laid on him. And again, he didn't die, so it is what it is. But able to get some more priority here. And Trigo and company trying to answer back here. Yeah, it was a big advantage for Furia, as we saw in the towers department. They were up 1-0, and now in the blink of an eye, thanks to Weiser up top and Trigo down bot, they are up 2-1.
Oh yeah, feels super good. Get a bunch of turret gold for themselves. Ranger soloing Rift Herald topside. Been a lot of weird jungle play so far. The clears have been kind of slow, but it's mostly because both junglers are soloing objectives and going for heavy dives. So they're down a little bit in CS, but they haven't been affected by it too much here. And you can see they're taking some CS away from Karaoke now, looking to see if they can't find him out. He is back in his base, though, so.
Weiser getting a nice shield there, maybe. Payne try to turn it. FNB's got Ranger in defense here. And over he goes. Gosh, Weiser's just magnetic, gluing himself onto FNB. The CC is just too much between the Glacial Augment and those gold cards. He could not get out of here. He's having a rough game, Axe. This is not a fun time to be FNB right now. But the Tuna, he's having a pretty good game. Returns it right back onto damage. And now they got the dive going here. True Shot Barrage is going to find basically nobody. Karaoke able to flash away to safety. Furia come out on top. Do they though? Maybe not really, actually. But Ranger's got that second Herald. Maybe he can find some sort of window to drop this off in now.
Yeah, they lose the fight, go 1-for-1. So take it with a grain of salt. Teleport from Weiser back down. Here's that replay coming in for you. Weiser just all the way in on FNB. Takes so much damage from Ranger. Does have to start backing off. Unfortunately, FNB goes down, and Payne are able to shift their focus over onto the Hecarim. Damage walks out a little bit too far into what he thought was his jungle, but was no longer. And gets picked, goes down, and dies for his sins. He's just trying to set up vision, right? I mean, I can't blame him for that. That's what Leon is supposed to do, but will get picked. It seems like it's just the fate of the engaged tank support to walk in to a bush to set up vision and get picked. Kind of seems like it's all they do, right?
Mm-hmm. As someone who plays a lot of engaged tank supports, yeah, that's usually how it goes. And you feel very, very silly for it, but you just need like a buddy or something, right? That's the best you can do because, yeah, that is your job. Feels so much worse when you got to like even occupy one of your spots with a sight stone. You're like, really? Like, we're doing this now? Can we not?
Yeah.
Trigo taking a boatload of damage here. There goes that second aforementioned Herald. See if it's enough to take down the mid-tier 2. Yes, just enough. Shelly able to break it open. Now Furia back on top in the towers department, 3-2, but a less than a 1K gold lead, Axeman. And even though Payne up 2-0 in the Dragons, Furia up 2-0 in the Heralds. We've seen this movie before. 4 times before, actually.
Yeah, really. It seems like getting the first 2 dragons is like a death sentence, right? It's a good way to lose the game. But yeah, that is Ranger, the first of the Cloud Dragons, and a little bit faster now for this pony. He's got the chem tanks, had that up for a while actually, but he just continuously gets stronger and stronger. Hecarim's passive, I believe, converts bonus movement speed directly into AD. Not directly, it's like a percentage or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, the more Cloud Drakes he stacks up, the more movement abilities. He does hit harder and harder. So, even just the shrines around Summoner's Rift do increase his AD as he is sped up by them. So, it's Hecarim's world. We're all just living in it.
True. Yeah, no, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah, even in these trades, right? And with the Turbo Chem Tank, that initial burst is going to hit deceptively hard. It's not just the CC you got to worry about all of a sudden. This horse has got claws. Oh, Weiser! Oh, my goodness. Just able to get out of there, but he had to expend the flash. And now maybe looking for a chase here. Weiser, playing with fire a little bit. But Payne, or rather Furia, opting not to overextend.
Yeah, they're going to back off for the time being here. Karaoke may be looking for blood. There's no dragon, meanwhile. I mean, they kind of looked like they were fighting for dragon, but no, they're just kind of fighting to fight. That turret does go down bot lane here as Payne mount an offensive in the mid lane. They're not going to get anything for it, though. Just, it seems like they're hemorrhaging map control right now. They're going to lose a bunch of vision here.
Dinketo had his ultimate. He was ready to pull the trigger if need be, but meanwhile, he's just content to sit there in a side lane with that unleashed spellbook. No TP right now, but that's no problem. Again, for Tryndamere, that's the additional versatility you can afford to get with that summoner spell. He just shoved a wave out a long distance, and he's caught up in CS now. 185 for him. 0-3 for both these AP carries. Ooh, haven't heard that term in a while, have you? AP carry for these mid laners.
No.
But obviously, as you get later and later into the game, Envy is going to hit a lot harder. He's got that Luden's Tempest already. He's got a 3-stack Dark Seal, so no deaths, so that's okay. FNB's having a really rough time, but again, you are Gnar, so even at worst, like, just stack up the defensives. You are an ult bot at the end of the day. Like you said, Gnar's ult is balanced because you can only use it in a small window, but in and of itself, it still is a game-changing ultimate.
It really is, right? I mean, you hit it on the right targets, and it changes the whole course of the fight. It's a massive ultimate, and the reason why they banned Sylas, just to try and keep that ultimate off the enemy team. But Ranger completes, I think it's called Winter's Call, but it whatever changes into Fimbulwinter eventually. He's almost got it converted too, so we don't have to talk about it again. But that should be good for him there. Dinketo's got his gun. Yeah, good stuff for him. His lucky rapid fire cannon there. I got that completed, so a couple item spikes there for you. Should be the Baron the next couple minutes. The earliest Baron so far we saw was just under 21 minutes. So that's the benchmark here.
The Winter's Approach. Dun dun dun, approaching.
Winter's Approach.
Yeah. But yeah. Bonus health equal to 8% of your mana. That's when it's in its uncharged form. So just stacking up all that health. And eventually, actually, probably I was going to say you'll probably see a Force of Nature, but I don't think you really need that at all. Maybe a Dead Man's, just to make that initial pop hit harder, really emphasize that impact. Envy, True Shot Barrage, Trigo, doing the things he did on Jinx with those Super Mega Death Rockets, and now Ranger has to expend the ultimate on his way out. Goes right by his buddy, Envy, his disembodied soul, chilling there by Tribrush as the rest of Furia tuck, tail, and run.
Yeah, and they're super out of there. The Hack Room's kind of stagnated over the last couple of minutes, right? Hasn't found a way in. Has been difficult to get CS for this guy. As they've been spending so much time in the enemy jungle, and those camps are going over to his laners, he hasn't really had time to clear his own camps, right? So he's down 30 CS and finds himself a little bit on the weak side, right? He's still ahead of Karaoke, but he's not like 3-0-1. He's not hyper carrying his team anymore. He is just kind of the jungler now. I think he was actually down a level that last fight too to Karaoke, so doesn't bode super well for the future there. We're walking up now, trying to set up vision around this dragon. Should be the fight over the dragon here in the next minute or so.
Yeah, it'll be that fourth dragon, excuse me.
Yeah.
This game's still pretty much deadlocked, right? We're waiting for that one big fight. It usually happens right around here. That breaks the game open, and it's whoever gets that first Baron, right? They're able to get that really big push. At least that's what it's been kind of these last 4 games. Now, Payne had a couple big Baron pushes and a 10k gold lead, and still managed to let that game slip between their fingers. That Dragon take was encouraging, I think, for a number of reasons, right? You mentioned it. Rangers, it's not his job to carry the game anymore, even though he got those early kills. That's fine. Natuno, he just shredded through that dragon, and if he can do half of that to enemy champions and just keep himself safe, he's got the rapid fire to create for himself a little more distance, got flash cleanse. The Kraken Slayer is going to hit really hard. You don't get like a ton of value out of it into this team, right? You don't have any true tanks on the other side, but you're still going to melt a lot of these dangerous carries right in front of you in Wiser, in Karaoke.
100% there. They're setting up around the Baron after getting that second dragon for themselves. It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening. They're still behind in gold, but they have a bunch of map pressure. We're going to get to Dragon Soul, and they're going to get all 4 Cloud Dragons. We're going to get to see Ranger go like 1,000 movement speed or something like that.
Yeah, and then like fun. Just 580 right click. Ooh, here comes a TP. Dinketo trying to close the gap. Where will he go? Wiser doesn't have TP. He's off in the bottom lane. Do Payne pull the trigger here? Let's see. I mean, Wiser is making money moves down there in the bottom lane. Depth charge goes out to a level 15 Dinketo. There's no follow-up. just looking for a steal. The bottom lane tier 2 goes down, and it is secured there by Envy. They got what they came for, and they're on their way out. Now, maybe just trying to delay the recall by some, doing something here. I think a True Shot Barrage is going to go out from Trigo. Just throw that in there. Well, maybe not. Okay, I thought I was going to use that to the later recalls, but no. Instead, they give up the Baron, but they do get quite a few towers out of it. So these lanes are going to have a long way to go, but that Baron's still really, really huge, despite Furia being down a little bit of gold here.
Yeah, it's all about the power play, right? They're up 900 gold off the power play. Yeah, up to 1,000 now. And, you know, how much they can increase this power play and start to catch up with Pain is going to be the most paramount thing for them there. I think they're going to... No, they're not going to catch Karaoke. They're going to take the jungle camps here. It's been strange. Fury have been down in gold, but have just continuously had map pressure. Just the pick potential of their team so far. Ranger with the response time and Nautilus able to lock up enemy champions has made it really easy for them to get picks, and that is one way they can start to come back in this game and pull ahead. Pain have been trying to deny them that so far. Here comes the wave down the bot side. It's going to be 5 members.
Yep. See what they can do with this Baroned up, these Baroned up cannon minions. Slowly but surely. Damage. Opted into that even shroud. Wiser taking a good chunk out of Ranger there. He's not on that Fimble Winter just yet. With the outside of that swipe, Wiser can ignore a lot of the armor. But now after that Triforce, just catching up on items here, FNB. He's got the Randywoods Omen. Okay, I was going to ask you to pin on the Randywoods Omen, but, oh, really tough sledding there as Natuno grabbing a kill there onto Wiser. And that might be what they need to take an inhib here, Axe.
It certainly could be. Ranger's going to get, Fimblewinter off that wave, and they're marching into the base now. Down goes the inhib turret. Inhib should come right behind it. Will they fight? I don't know. They are pushing forward, though. This might be the end.
Yeah, this would be quite the end here, and a little bit anticlimactic if it was the end. Yeah, FNB, it's not quite there with the Narbar, maybe, right? I mean, Trigo and Dinketo can pump out a good amount of damage, really just Trigo. But with no Wiser, that really does hurt. And if you get a inhib, even if it's in the side lane, we talked about that a little bit last game, how not all inhibs are made equal, especially those in the side lanes because of the length of the lane. But if you get that out of a Baron power play, you kind of got what you came for.
You really did. It's the third Cloud Dragon in the perfect set for Furia. See if they make the move there. Ranger's pathing up topside. I don't know what he's doing up here in the tribe bush. I think he's trying to bait somebody into coming to kill Envy, but that's going to be a serious long con, and they're going to have to give over the dragon for it. Yeah, I don't really like this positioning from them whatsoever. There's nothing topside for them to take. Except for the top lane inhib, right?
Yeah, and even then, right, it's just going to take so long. You don't have any sort of other help, right? I mean, FNB, he can... I was going to say, if he stayed around in the other lanes, maybe to answer something else. I mean, they've got the other lanes in an okay spot, so I guess this is just kind of where you go. But, push out mid, right? Get that third dragon. But I guess, yeah, when you're they're already here, so they're going to get this, top tier 2. It's gold, right? It's not nothing. And set up some vision on the way out. And then I think you got to start making your way over to this, to this dragon, this Cloud Soul. Right? Like you said, it's not monumental, but it's also it's not nothing. It's still free stats.
Yeah, it's free stats for sure, and I think they're still going to be able to get onto it. I mean, obviously, Ranger's very fast, so they're not going to have trouble running across the map to get there. Yeah, they're already first move on this objective, but yeah, Envy wants blue buff. There is nothing for them there in the bot lane for them to continue pushing, so them being in the bottom side of the map is not super useful for them. It would just have to be about this dragon. And, it's hard to argue, like, you should spend time taking a Cloud Dragon. Like, that's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. Making Ranger faster is a lot of fun, but, win the game if you can win the game. Don't
that's even more fun.
Soul.
Whoa! Ranger able to smite away the red buff. Is this the fight we've been waiting for to break it all open? Decado trying to get in the range of a gold card. In goes Ranger, trying to get the carries out of the way of everyone. Trigo got one, and that's two now. Karaoke in, and he's able to bunny hop over in the corpse of Nettuno. A shutdown and a triple kill for Trigo. Pain Gaming finally gets some sort of hold on this one.
They got to cut through a couple turrets to get through that inhib, but I think they can do it. Envy versus Karaoke is not close. Envy just gets absolutely blown up by the jungler. And yeah, this is going to be turret mid lane. I don't know if they can go for inhib. It looks like Trigo's going to try and solo up this dragon here.
Yeah, and I think he'll be able to. Right, just take that off the map. Don't give him anything to set up over, anything to build structure around. Again, just a little more CDR, a little more movement speed, never hurt nobody. And this is where, to your point, Axe, because any sort of risk to set up for that, it's like it's not Soul, right? It's not Elder. That is a tough sell, but right now you got nothing to lose. Trigo's just going to take that himself.
Yep, Trigo just gets that one for free. Here's the replay for you. Redward with the wide hook. Goes golden. Massive ultimate from Hecarim. Not a lot of follow-up there. Envy, he sees on the big flank, but he's almost a little too deep on the flank there. And they actually go 5 for 0. Karaoke walks up, finds him out, and gets the kill down on him too. That's just like good memory, right? Because you're like, where was Envy? We don't see him up on the map. Wait a second, he was solo pushing top lane. There's no way he just reset while we killed his whole team, so he must have been trying to get behind us. And he's probably still up here resetting. So after that, it's just a matter of checking and finding him out.
Setting up for the Baron now, checking vision around that pit. Heck of a lot of control wards. Therefore, Furia. Yeah, that would be the last bastion, right? They didn't get a lot out of that first Baron push. Well, like they got a bot in him. That's up for another 30 seconds. Yeah, the question mark ping coming out over that bot lane. It's like, hey, we gotta send somebody to answer that. And right now, it's forced them into a little bit of a decision, right? Because then you don't need a split pusher necessarily to get cross-map pressure to make them make a decision. But Furia not feeling comfortable to pull the trigger on the Baron just yet. They are behind, right? Just on gold, and about a half item on pretty much everybody. Weiser's got that Guardian Angel. He can extend these fights out. But now they see that Weiser is completely gone. They're going to try to start this up. Nettuno can do a whole bunch of damage. There goes the True Shot Barrage. Dinkedo pops the Destiny. Let's see if Karaoke has a steal in him. Furia backing off. This Baron. Ranger going forward and gets deleted almost immediately. Ooh, that's a lot of healing, though. Able to survive just a little bit longer. It's a 1-for-1. Traded back and forth. Ranger is down. Trigo free firing. FNB trying to delay the inevitable here. Karaoke grabbed the Nautilus body, grabbed a hook as well. There goes the exhaust. It's not going to be enough for them to close the gap just yet. Trigo not able to find it, and it's Pain who are going to walk away with the Baron, it looks like.
Close fight, right? A lot of members of Pain pretty low there at the end of that fight, but yeah, just not able to finish it out if you're Furia, and didn't quite have the damage there. Envy and Nettuno survive along with FNB, so the carry's still up. But Ranger, critically, with so much gold on this team, so much of this team's gold does go down, and has not provided a ton of value here in this late game. It's pretty tanky, but all he really managed to do with that last fight was get the ult off and push Leona towards his team. I don't know how worth it that was.
Yeah, no. I think the answer is not really.
Not too much.
Now, yeah, no, and Pain now, they are fully in control. We were waiting for that fight that would break the game open, that would put one team ahead here and in the position to make these moves, right? Like you said, if between engage tanks, if nothing else, and it's mirrored for the teams, right? If you're the one ahead, you're the one looking to engage. And Pain, they've only really got kind of one form of hard engage, but they've been fine even having Furia fight into them if they want, right? Ranger had a couple of what seemed like big ults that amounted to next to nothing in these last two fights.
They really did, and Pain picking up the Baron for free at the end of that. It's just the Leona that doesn't have that up, I believe. So everybody else does have the Baron buff on them. They have quite the power play here. 1.5k, another minute and a half left on this. They were already up in gold 4-wise, so they're doing great now.
Yep, pressing the advantage. Karaoke. He's throwing down the miss. It's not like they don't know he's there. They're being careful here. Trigo, speaking of being careful. And we saw him put himself in some dicey situations on this champion not too long ago. He's got the Guardian Angel. all juiced up and ready to go. Lord Dominic's regards. Natuno, he'll have flash up for this fight, it looks like. True Shot Barrage is going to take out about half his health. But he's pretty low in his own right. Playing this slow. Arpain just potentially one good push away from a trip to the semifinals and a date with Kaboom, who took down Red 3-0 yesterday. Red in their 7-man roster, apparently. But that's a conversation for another day. Yeah, just trying to stall this out. Cloud Soul on the line. Doesn't look like Ranger's going to get to go fast, at least not yet. It would take another 10 minutes at least. Trying to stall this out, maybe get a pick if you can. If not, go get the dragon. If you can force a fight there, you'll have probably a numbers advantage because someone's got to stay back and deal with a lot of these lanes. But with your bot and Hib respawned as well, that has evened things out. Destiny, Dinketo, maybe looking for something cheeky. Yeah, this could be for all the marbles here. The inhib is on its last legs. The ultimate was just to scare him off, Axeman. That's the power of the Destiny.
Yeah, just scaring them off, giving them vision of everybody, making sure they know where everyone is. It's Cloud Soul for Pain they're backing up onto right now. And, yeah, there's no real contest here between the two teams to see who will get this dragon. It will just be Cloud Soul for Pain going over for free.
Yep, there it is. Second Cloud Dragon and Cloud Soul even in towers, but up 5,000. Up that Soul. And up 5 kills. And Trigo, quietly, a 6-0-1 game. I was looking at in draft, the top side of the map, how that was going to go, how much attention was paid there. And there was actually a good amount. And Ranger was making moves, right? He was 3-0 in what seemed like the blink of an eye. And he didn't quite convert that lead as much as you would like. But to be fair to him, Pain couldn't really do much about it either until about the 20-25 minute mark. This game was dead even. And Atuno had himself a kill early as well, but the rest of Pain just slowly finding advantages wherever they could.
Certainly are. Man, I predicted Furia. I really hope they find some kind of miracle way back into this game. That's a cool little board. I wonder what that cheeky. Could see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just TP bait, right? Force something, delay some recalls, and get Wiser in there and mop this baby up.
Maximum stealth wards there. Wards where you least expect them.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the best kinds of wards, but lots of information from that gate ward. Plenty of information off of that lane ward there as well. That one's not getting swept anytime soon, which is pretty critical here for Pain. Trying to keep track of Furia, which they're not, like, this game isn't spoken for, right? 6K gold lead. You're at 37 minutes. Oh, they did sweep that ward with a random control ward.
Yeah.
I guess they found that one out. Are they going to get the lane one, though? Nope. Who would put a ward there, man? Look at all the control wards coming out. No, they're not going to find that lane ward. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's top wards there from damage. Very well done.
Karaoke. Sneaky, sneaky. Let's see if Furia want a flank of some kind. Baron's up in a minute. Maybe they try to flip something there. Furia below a certain threshold where they've got objective bounties now. Karaoke closing the gap really quickly. They're on to Ranger. Natuno's got an IE. He's going to start hitting pretty hard. Trigo doing a lot of damage in his own right. Death cap for Dinketo. Just because you're not supposed to be the main damage threat doesn't mean you can't do damage. A lot of flat pen here for Envy as well. Going with that Shadow Flame into this composition. The zone control, like we said, is pretty dang good from him. But again, it's just Ranger's ults haven't quite been there. We haven't gotten a big Gnar ult at all. We haven't talked about F&B really at all this game.
Yeah. I mean,
there's been no
stopped, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not like Weiser's had like a tremendously better game, but he has been completely neutralized.
Yeah, completely neutralized. 4 out of 5 members of Pain have either Stopwatch or Zhonya's in the inventory. Karaoke just upgraded his to a Guardian Angel, so does not have the Stopwatch anymore. I think he can still buy a Stopwatch, though, if I'm not mistaken. Baron, going down to Pain now. Here's Ranger. He's so fast.
Flying in. He goes over the wall with the ultimate. And how about it? It's his third one of the series, but is it too little too late? He gets deleted almost immediately. It's stopwatches galore. Pain just have too much damage. FNB and company heading for the hills. I think this is it. Trigo with the double kill. Natuno doing his best, but is not even close to enough. Pain Gaming. I think they're going to be able to run it down mid here. It's 45+ second respawn timers on Super Furia, on the Exodia, but they're going to be looking at the rest of these games from the lower bracket. Karaoke and Pain Gaming. A hard-fought 5-game series dub here over the Super Team, and they've got a date with Kaboom.
What a way to end this game and to end this series for Y. One final steal from Ranger to end things out. Just not able to win that team fight, unfortunately, that time for Ranger. The luck ran out for Furia, but got that last little steal and just to rub it in, right? It's a smite dip between these two junglers, but yeah, I don't feel too bad.